Ty Brady here with Brady Insurance Marketing and the Ty Brady Way. As a successful entrepreneur myself, I'm passionate in helping other entrepreneurs do the same as they rise from rags to riches and get inspired each week on the stories they tell here at the Ty Brady Way. Welcome back to another episode of the Ty Brady Way. Today we have John Benson on the show, and I got to know you, John, through your brother introduction here recently. And I'm like, you know what, you'd be a great person. Actually, I tried to get Tyler, and Tyler said John's better. So I don't know, you can argue that out later. Who's older?
I am by about 3-4 years.
So you're older.
Yeah.
And so we'll get into it here in a minute about what you and Tyler are doing now. But a lot of people on the show, it's for entrepreneurs and people in their space, and you're running a company now of your own and what you do. How did that transpire? Were you like, hey, I went to college, I'm going to do this, and then it kind of evolved? What were those steps to get to where you're at now?
Some of it was, I did go to college, BYU, undergrad business. Started in a local company, didn't like it. My brother, our older brother, started a business in the human capital management space, professional employer organization. We can get into that a little later of what that means, but he brought me on shortly after. And I liked the idea of a small company. I was with a big company, felt like I was just a number. Yep. So I started with him. I was employee number 5, maybe a couple sales guys, me, I ran the whole operations, and then 2 founders.
Okay.
And that was back in 2004.
All right.
And so I've been with the same company for 21 years or so.
So is this an older brother that?
Yeah, this is an older brother who founded it and then brought me on later, and now I'm a partner. And what we'll discuss more is, more of the road I took now. As I've been getting older and looking at more entrepreneurial and a better way to make money faster that can stay in my pocket.
So let's go back then to what you said. So 20 years, what does the company do for people that may?
So, there's a lot of small and medium-sized businesses that are entrepreneurs. They are good at their trade, or they're good at their craft. They're good at their service, but they're maybe not the best at operationally running a company, finances, managing employees, benefits, anything like that. And you're in the insurance space.
Yeah.
And so a lot of small to medium-sized business owners rely on third-party providers to help and support their small business. So my company, a professional employer organization called PDR Benefits, started out as providing HR solutions for small to medium-sized businesses, consulting side.
Okay.
So it was human to human. Later on in our growth, we decided to build out our own technology. We were tired of being ruled by bigger, more expensive technology platforms that if they decided to sell, either come onto this new platform that's 10 times more or go figure it out. So we decided we didn't want to be chained by that and built out our own technology platform for HR. So it's a HRIS.
So I'm a small business company. I may have 10 employees. I've used an HR company, a third party, to handle that, payroll maybe. Maybe they get health benefits through that payroll company. And that's what you were doing.
That's what I started. And I primarily still do that.
Okay.
So, but I think, Ty, what we want to talk about today is the idea that there may be something out there for similar entrepreneurs who may not have a lot of capital or may not have all the proper licenses to operate a new company or the banking relationships or anything like that that requires someone to either disperse money or build relationships. They don't have time for that. So primarily what I want to talk about is a program that we have that will help entrepreneurs who want to do their own thing without a lot of financial requirements in the beginning.
So the HR company, now you started the tech company. So that was out of necessity because you were using a third party.
Yes.
And that third party, because tech companies, I think, because I've had tech guys on the show, they have an extra strategy, 7-10 years,
Yep.
sell, and they're done.
Yep.
Right? They're like
that happened to us.
Yeah, and all of a sudden you're with some bigger company, and I could see that. So now you started the tech company, and how does that, or how would someone utilize that, or?
Well, let me just step back a little bit. When we built the tech company, it was to resell it, to license it to other providers, PEOs, payroll companies.
Similar to what
yeah.
Okay.
And over the last 2 years, we were working on that. We were getting lists of professional employer organizations, calling them, trying to get demos. We got a few demos, big ones, small ones, and it's really hard for a PEO to switch platforms. Meaning, if it doesn't go well, they lose clients. So we found it a real challenge to onboard new PEOs onto our platform because we were new, and we just kept on, getting into this roadblock of, hey, you're too new. We can't risk that, and so we had to pivot.
Okay.
And the way we decided to pivot is we want to license our technology platform without the upfront cost of anywhere from 25, 40, where the big platforms require you a very heavy lift out of the gate. So, but the other side of that is you're going to license our technology, and that's only based on a per user every month. There's no upfront licensing fees. It's just whatever users are on the platform, you're going to license to Cloud9HR. And then you're going to partner with our PEO so you can build up your own PEO. There's you're licensing a technology, you're licensing the banking relationships, you're licensing other CRM tools that I provide. Okay. So you don't have to go out and get them all together. You're ready to go. We will mentor you in how to understand what the PEO space is, professional employer organization space, how to sell it, but we will do all the backend support until you are ready to buy out the partnership and run it all on your own. That is our idea. And now my ultimate goal is to get users on my technology platform.
Define a user for me, for people that don't know this.
So you're a business owner.
Yeah.
You could be a user, but you are like an admin user as well as an employee user. You have a couple different roles.
It gives me access to those
tools. It gives
tools.
access to a platform where you can then onboard your employees and
like
hire to fire.
An employee portal.
Yes, an employee portal.
All right.
And in that portal, you can manage the life cycle of an employee. So anything to do with hire to fire. You can there's a benefits module. There's quite a few robust benefits modules out there. We're not trying to replicate that. We're just giving the option where it's in one place, information, so a plan design, what the employee's paying, what the employer's contributing. There's workers' comp, so you can help manage your workers' comp policies. If you're in steel erection, it's complicated, it's expensive. If you have different employees doing different things, how do you manage that without going through a real long audit? We'll simplify the process. There's a retirement module that's fairly robust. And when I say robust, it's robust in a simplistic way, because when you get into the real technology providers, the tools that are super robust and have all the bells and whistles, you're going to pay a premium. And if you're not paying a premium, you're not getting customer service. And I'll give you the best example. Salesforce. Salesforce is a great product. It is robust. It has everything you need. But it cost me to license Salesforce, a third-party provider. It cost me more to use that third-party provider to help me understand Salesforce. Because Salesforce they don't give you the customization or the support. They just sell you a platform. That's how I felt. So I had to outsource to another third party that cost me 3 times as much as I paid for Salesforce. So we're trying to avoid that. We want a simple product that does what you need to do so you can then onboard clients for your business at a reasonable price for them as well. It's not cost prohibitive.
And is it a client and employee?
A client is more of a business owner when you're looking at a B2B relationship. So
there's two components, right? Then
there's two components. There's the employer as an employer view that he can see the whole organization, and then you have an employee portal that just only sees his or her, individual profile.
I look at it from this point. So I help train agents and recruit agents, but then I have a consumer side as well. It's two different sides, but they're all under the same business. So you have a side where if somebody wants to go out and sell the licensing for your platform, they can do that.
They could do that.
They could go and say, okay, I'm a small business owner, which a lot of people are that listen to this show, and some big ones as well, and book New York best-selling authors and so on. So they're like, okay, I have a business, I have 10 employees. They could get your platform and manage all their employees' benefits through that.
Yes.
Or they could say, okay, I want to go out and find businesses to license this platform. Is that correct?
They could do that. Yes, they do. But they could. We haven't.
Not licensed. You licensed, but
I'm licensed. But they would go find and recruit. To give you another example, there's a product out there, Gusto, similar product. I would say they must spend millions and millions in ad spend every month to find what you're talking about, finding business owners to use their platform or whatever. I don't have that type of capital. So I'm using the route, like talking with you, Ty, is you have an audience that we're going to reach out, or you're going to reach out to. Say, hey, there's money on the table. So I deal with a lot of insurance agents. Agencies always talk to me because I am entering or getting the information into a payroll bureau. So it represents on a W-2 properly. Or taxes are calculated properly. So I have to work hand in hand with an insurance agency. Or I work hand in hand with a business owner who gets the information from their agency. Okay? So oftentimes, over the many years, there can be and has been, and I think will always be, information discrepancies between three parties.
Agreed.
Okay?
Yeah.
So
somebody says it's not their job, right? And you're
and so, but it always felt like it came down to the payroll provider if it was wrong. Well, we only got the information from whomever, and the information is as good as it is.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to do is bridge that gap. I want to introduce this platform to insurance agencies or accountants or any type of group that already
CPAs?
Yeah, CPAs. Because we compete for share of wallet.
Okay.
CPAs will outsource payroll or the HR to somewhere else. CPAs don't deal in insurance. Insurance doesn't deal in accounting. They don't want to do payroll. But what I see is an insurance agency, we have a captive audience. You are already selling commercial lines, workers' comp, P&C to their fleets, whatever, general liability. You're already selling that product to them. And so you already have their trust. Now you're just what I want to do is say, hey, offer one more thing.
Yeah.
Offer payroll services and help manage what you do within that platform.
Within one platform.
So you can go in and make sure that a deduction's right or a benefit's right, that when an employee is eligible for health benefits, or they need to be assigned a workers' comp code, that agent can go see if it's done right. Because it always hurts, and I've seen it for 21 years, when there's an audit and something wasn't in correctly, and that business owner owes $21,000 in audit premium because it wasn't calculated properly, it hurts.
Yeah.
And they look at, well, it's not my fault. Well, you gave me the employee and what code to assign to it. Well, the agent there's just misinformation.
Sure.
And it hurts at the end of a policy period when there's a big bill. Yeah. It's always great when there's when you've overpaid and you get a refund.
That doesn't happen very often.
It doesn't happen very often, but you're like, great, I get $21,000. But at the same time, you're like, well, I could have used that 6 months ago.
Sure. I'm starting to see the picture because I don't understand that space. That's why I'm asking those questions about how the people that are listening. Okay, well, how could this benefit me? And I look at it from this. I'm thinking this. So I'm a small mom and pop PNC agency,
Mhm.
or I'm a and I have 4 employees. I could utilize the platform.
You can utilize the platform.
Yeah.
You license the platform.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to go out and hire a payroll specialist, an HR specialist, an onboarding specialist, then partner with me.
Yes.
And I will provide all those back-end services so you can still maintain what you do. You're just building out your product offering, capturing more money that's already sitting there that you're not looking at because either A, you don't want to, or you don't understand it.
But I would say understanding, because this understanding, I don't understand it.
So if you have an understanding that there is more money on the table because you already have the eyes, you already have the attention of that business owner.
Yeah.
And instead of saying, hey, we want to offer you insurance, hey, part of our offering is an HR package. You have access to an HRIS, you have access to professionals, you have access to a payroll bureau, workers' comp, retirement, benefits.
They could essentially say, if they have an HR person, if they're a large enough company, like, hey, we want you to utilize this platform to manage all of the employees, correct?
Yes.
Say, hey, this is the platform.
Yeah.
You can, and a lot of those are same in charge of the workman's comp and liability and all those other things that come with it. But and then even payroll. So it's all in one place, because a lot of those things, as you know, they have their insurance guy over here, they have their HR over here, and they may have someone over here managing their 401ks and so on.
Yes, 100%. Now, if that insurance agent is already doing a bunch of that work, benefits, general liability, providing, now they're providing the HR and payroll. So now they have access to reports. So the audit time becomes shorter, becomes more accurate, and you have a happier customer.
Well, and then if you have HR, you can pick up all. If you only have HR, you can pick up all the other if you're outsourcing them somewhere else.
100%.
So it kind of any one of those facets. I look at it from the insurance world. I always say 4 out of 4 still need more. Meaning, I may have sold them a cancer plan, but they don't have a dental plan. They don't have a life insurance policy and all these things. And I know that that's money on the table if I don't sell them those, or it opens the door for another insurance agent to come in and then flip that book on me. And we know the more they're more sticky.
Yes, that's the word we like to use.
And easier. It's easier for them if they understand. And it is, times are changing, and I find it interesting that you found this niche, especially from your space from 20 years. You're like, okay, because a lot of companies I've worked with and not worked with when I was employed, they outsourced their this over here and this over here and this over here, and they're working with 4 or 5 different people in a lot of cases, and now it can all be put into one.
But in my experience with that, it all revolves around a payroll event, Ty.
Yes.
So the retirement. So you got to have that in there, the deduction and the match.
Yeah.
And if that's not in right, whose fault is it? Oh, the people are pointing fingers. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Benefits, workers' comp, all those things have a day in, day out management process. And if it's messed up at the end of the day, I mean, we've had lots of clients who, well, right now the federal government requires, if you're going to start a new safe harbor 401k plan, it's an opt-out, not an opt-in, meaning that when you start your plan, you have to enroll every one of your employees, and then they have to go in and opt out. That's a requirement by if you start at.
This is because I laugh.
Yes, this is a plan that is required by every business owner if they started their 401k after 2022.
Yep.
So you have to opt out. So now you need a technology that's going to give everybody in, and then whatever the deduction is, this like 3% or 2%, whatever the plan is designed, and the match, and then that employee has to opt out. You need a simple process. You need communication and a simple process, and that's one module, our 401k management module, will help provide. And so now you're not worrying about someone who's just, not in it day to day. Where me as the PEO, I'm in it day to day. I'm here to help you succeed because your success is my success, but it's also a success for the other services you're offering.
And I mean, if I understand it all correctly, it's all under one umbrella then.
Yes.
And it's not out, you got one point of contact. It can be in one platform and it's easy to navigate. And if it's easy to navigate, time is money and money is time, right? I mean, you save that time and effort and make it simple. I mean, I would never want to be an HR person ever, ever, ever in any capacity. My paycheck's not right. It's under this, it's under that. I was listening to my daughter the other day and she was talking about, she's like, I only get like $200 every 2 weeks. And then I go to the boss and she's like, well, I gave you $1 raise, but it hasn't hit yet because you haven't worked in 2 weeks or whatever. And I'm like, I just, whatever.
Yeah. And that's been a challenge for us.
So the platform makes it easy for an individual to have it all in one instead of outsourcing it maybe 3 or 4 or 5 different plays, even for a business owner.
When you look at it as the payroll event being that important, you want to make sure that payroll event is accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you have a platform, now there's many platforms out there. They can be expensive or they can be not expensive, but you're going to have to piece them together.
Yeah.
Like you just talked about.
Yeah.
So if you rely on a payroll event to be accurate and you want the information at your fingertips as an insurance broker, as an accountant, as a HR specialist, if you're providing those services, this is what we want to make it easy for an insurance agency and their sales reps to go offer more services. They don't have to do the work. I'm going to do the work because I'm good at it. I can scale it. I have the professionals. I have the scaling ability.
Mm-hmm.
I can do all that. I just need a captive workforce or an entrepreneur or established agency who believes in it, who sees, okay, I can offer more services, I can make more money, but Cloud9 is going to do all the work, or PDR Benefits is going to do all the work.
Yeah, I want to go back to one point. You're like, you can spend the money, right? Like some of your competitors have done, because we're in a market where you're spending capital or time or money or you're networking.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting as I talk to people on the show, it seems like they do one of those legs, right? A guy was on the show earlier and he talked about, I've just networked. I just talked to everybody and told them what I did. And then now 3 years later, people are calling him like crazy, wanting to use his services. And it's just getting to know what that is. So you have that audience. So, I mean, if you were to wrap it up, like, can you give me an example of just say this company had an HR person, they used our services, like an example of something you've put together that may shine light on the two different things that you do?
Well, the primary purpose for me being here is to promote Cloud9HR.
Yes.
To get users on the platform.
And that's a database. That's something you created out of necessity because of what you've dealt with in the past, which I love.
And we built it to be more client-facing versus, say, the PEO-facing, meaning that the PEO does all the work. We built it more as a collaborative effort because the person who has the most knowledge is the client. And so we made it more collaborative where they can go back and forth and make sure that it's accurate.
Okay.
Whereas most of the software technology out there are more PEO or provider facing where they do all the work and it doesn't, and then you build on all these bolt-ons that cost you more money to make it more client facing, but it's not a true client facing tool. Okay. So, what I'm trying to do is to provide entrepreneurs with an opportunity to build their own business now. So to finish up, primarily I'm looking for entrepreneurs who have a captive audience, who may be not capturing money that's on the table. They just don't know how to grab it. I'm willing to teach them and to get users on my platform. That's my primary goal. My secondary goal is if someone doesn't want to do it, but may want some extra money, they can refer their business associates to me. I can try and close the deal and then provide some sort of commission to that person. Those are my two primary objectives.
I was just thinking I've had a lot of people on the show that have 5 employees, and a lot of them do the payroll on their own.
Yeah.
Or they use a third party. Just to have they may not even offer benefits, but just the payroll side of it.
Yeah. And then you can just turn on that. You can turn on whatever module you want.
Yeah.
So if you're going to use it for your own internal company, you're saying, all I want is the payroll module. Okay, that's all you're going to pay for.
Yeah.
And if I like this platform and this service that I am now licensing and partnering, I may offer it to my clients. Say, hey, what do you do? I'm running your insurance. It'll help me, or I offer these services now. I'm willing to teach them and to get users on my platform. That's my primary goal. My secondary goal is if someone doesn't want to do it but may want some extra money, they can refer their business associates to me. I can try and close the deal and then provide some sort of commission to that person. Those are my 2 primary objectives.
I was just thinking I've had a lot of people on the show that have 5 employees, and a lot of them do the payroll on their own.
Yeah.
Or they use a third party. Just to have they may not even offer benefits, but just the payroll side of it.
Yeah. And then you can just turn on that. You can turn on whatever module you want.
Yeah.
So if you're going to use it for your own internal company, you're saying, all I want is the payroll module. Okay, that's all you're going to pay for.
Yeah.
And if I like this platform and this service that I am now licensing and partnering, I may offer it to my clients. Say, hey, what do you do? I'm running your insurance. It'll help me, or I offer these services now. I am a PEO.
Yeah.
And I offer benefit, or the benefits management side of it, workers' comp, payroll, employee onboarding, employee life cycle. I offer those things now as well. So now they opened up their product offering, and they're using the product themselves for their own internal company and managing their workforce.
Yeah.
So it's managing your workforce and trying to capture more revenue.
For me, I didn't understand it. That's probably I was asking all those questions because there's a lot of people that may not be. I don't have payroll, so
yeah.
But a lot of people that I know do, that are small business owners or medium-sized business or even bigger, that they've dealt with it and they can understand. Oh yeah, I've been dealing with this for years. It'd be nice to have it all in one single platform.
That's what we're trying to do. Yeah. That's our goal. But the thing is to make it easy, Ty, for somebody to get into the space or offer more without a burden of hiring 3 more people, finding technology, banking relationship. It's important to have a banking relationship and an ACH line of credit. Those are extremely hard to come by because of the fraud.
Yeah.
But I have that. I've established it. I have $10 million lines of credit with an ACH, Zions Bank and Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
Where I can open up those tools so you don't have to go out and get an ACH line of credit and establish that relationship.
I'm surprised at some of the small businesses that I do have. They've either mortgaged their house, right, to start their business.
And that's perfectly normal. Everybody does it all the time. They do it all the time.
Or they don't realize they can get a line of credit. Like if they need to meet payroll for 1 week or whatever. It's amazing the things that are out there that people they just don't understand.
No, you're right.
And you never go to school like, I want to be an entrepreneur. Here's the things you should look for. Here's how you should file your taxes. Here's all these things you should do. Yeah. It doesn't happen, right?
So we're trying to simplify it if you like the space. Now, I look at insurance. Insurance is similar to mine. We are trying to keep someone safe, either through health insurance, workers' comp, general liability, HR insurance, meaning any workplace troubles. I'm here to mitigate that for you. Yeah. So we're in the same space. I'm just trying to open up a product offering for everybody. That's so awesome. We're not fighting for the wallet. We're providing a great service where we're both benefiting.
Yeah. Any last thoughts there, John?
There's lots, Ty. Yeah. Because, I feel we have a great program. It allows entrepreneurs to become entrepreneurs and not that's going to just financially tie them down.
Yeah.
Where they're stressing out, I got to make this payment to this lender to get by, but I got to go out and drum up more business. I just want them to drum up business without being hamstrung by financial obligations.
Wow.
And ultimately, it works for me because I get users on my platform, and that is huge for me. And any technology you have users, it's gold.
Like me, mine's policyholders. Yours is, you may call them subscribers, right? Mine's policyholders. I was talking to a friend of mine today, I said, mine's all about how many policyholders I have on the books.
Yep.
That's what it means.
And I just need subscribers on my platform.
Yeah.
And if I can provide you a way to make money or make more money, great. We both win.
Yeah. I love it when it can be a win-win, right?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say that's too good to be true, or there's something behind it.
I get that all the time.
I am here to make money. Clearly, Ty. Yeah. I want to have somebody look at my technology and say, hey, I'll pay you $1 billion for that. I'm a capitalist.
Yeah.
But I want you to be successful as well, because both of our success, or your success, is my success.
I say with agents, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. I can't do it for you, but I have the tools and resources for you to do it.
Right. There you go.
As always, share, like, and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Ty Brady Way. As always, share, like, and subscribe. Go to Instagram at ty.r.brady. And as always, love hearing from you. And let me know what you want to learn on the show or what you'd like me to bring up on the show. Thanks.
You can find the Ty Brady Way on Instagram as well as Facebook. To stay connected with giveaways and Ty himself, go ahead and follow at ty.r.brady on Instagram as well as Facebook. This podcast was recorded, edited, and produced by Whitney Face Media Marketing. The theme music is an excerpt from Hot Chicken of the Woods by Isaac Joel.